Sorry for the little bloop there. I got a note that the audio wasn't recording, so I thought I'd just start fresh, at least where we left off. Okay, so what does your audience, your target ideal client really get? Or what do they really want? Do they want to feel cleaned, or do they want to look awesome in a bikini? So I might kind of really think down to like the benefits of the benefits. So even like, I want to be healthy. Why do you want to be healthy? I want to be healthy so I live longer and I can play with my kids more if it's the older side. Or I want to look great when I go with my friends to a beach party. So like, even if you could kind of bring down to the benefits, even more so, like really get at what they really want. Okay, let's see here. This could be the most important thing you've ever read. A few years ago, I was busy helping my clients. One-on-one, I would put some dashes in between there. It looks strange when it are all touching like that. When I got a call from a woman, referred from a personal client. Okay, right here, I'm like a grammar nerd, so I noticed this. You said she's in her 50s, so that's present tense. Ate healthy, that sounds past tense. Exercises, that's present tense. And then and taught several nights a week is past tense. So it kind of flips back and forth. I might kind of think about like she's in her 50s, eats healthy, exercises regularly, and teaches dance classes. So it's all present tense. Also learned she's a cancer survivor. One thing that threw me, and let me see if I'm right on this. You've got punctuation at the end of each of these, but then later you leave it off sometimes. So that also kind of threw me. And just because it's like anything where there's an anomaly or there's a change without an obvious reason to the reader, it makes them think. So that might be a just small distracting thing. And I'm a bit of a grammar nerd, so maybe it doesn't distract others as much as me, but something I noticed. Let's see. Okay, is this the same font? So you've got like big and bold, regular, medium, and kind of bold. So maybe if the fonts were all like the other page, maybe I wouldn't like kind of get distracted by it so much. Okay, so then it seems like your first pitch to get someone to actually go to the next one. So click your reset button. Okay, so if I click that, if I'm like, okay, you've got me already, it takes you to this. So if it just takes you to this, you list out the items and the price. But if I've only read that far, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't want it. There's no images. There's no descriptions of what each thing is. And I know that you do that on the other page lower down. But if I don't go that far and I just say, okay, I'm ready to restart, and I look at this, I'm like, I don't get it. I'm going. So just something to think about there. And then also, I totally get what you're doing with like it's time to like reset. But I'm not sure if that's 100% clear in the person's mind of we're moving on to buy this thing now. So consider what you want to say on the button, or maybe even leave it as a reset button and then put underneath or put somewhere where it's like, click to get access to your complete detox package or whatever. And then maybe have some descriptions around it too. Just some things to think about. It's so complex, it's hard to say exactly what to do, but these are my thoughts of what I think would do some improvements. Would you like to hit the reset button too? Okay, so this one throws me because like is not capitalized and neither is to, but hit and reset and button are. So it's like, is it a title or is it not? So that kind of throws me, gets me thinking. Okay. Take 1 second to imagine this. How different would your life be? 10 years younger. Okay, so again, if we've got someone who's 25 coming to this page, they could care less about feeling 10 years younger. They would never say that. And I'm about to be 35, and I don't even think those are words I would say. So just something to consider. Really, who's your target market? Because this sounds like maybe someone who's maybe like 45 to 55, this page in particular. Okay. Yeah, still not liking the fonts. This picture is jumping again. It's a little hard to read these words. And then, oh, is this like the shape of a head? That's a little bit strange. Those are funny pictures. You can get toxic. Yeah, I don't find these very easy to read. There's a lot of them, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but this font is throwing me. Okay, detox. All right, so once we get down here, another thing I wanted to say is I kind of feel like in these areas where I kind of feel almost like, like the chipmunks, they go and like eat the corn on the cob. I kind of feel like that with the reading. It's like every line is just one sentence and I have to read all the way across. I like breaking stuff up. I hate like giant, massive, chunks of paragraphs. So good job for not doing that. But I almost feel like it's too much of that where I'm just like, I'm tired of reading this. So I wonder if you even did like 2 columns to kind of break it up a little bit, or maybe like a 2-column form where you have an image on one side and then words on the other. And perhaps you could work in some images of the actual product that you're going to give to people. Because so far scrolling through here, it's just words. And I'm like, well, what am I going to get? Okay, so introducing this, which is where that CD21 button comes. It pushes it down here. Okay, so these people look happy and eating. She looks maybe late 20s. So now I may be thrown because the language earlier seemed to be more like 40s and 50s. And okay, so now here's where you describe the stuff. So quick start guide, awesome. Could you put this in a 2-column format so these words are more pushed over, and on the right, you have an image that actually shows like the cover page of your quick start guide. For me personally, especially if you want me to pay $200, I want to see what the heck I'm going to get. So I hate spending money and not having an idea of what I'm going to get, even if it's just like a cover of it, or maybe like, a cover and then like a couple little pages look like they're sticking out. So I'm like, okay, this is like a legit resource and not just like, I don't know, like a 2-page doc or something. A complete manual, love to see a picture. Daily and weekly steps to success. Some kind of image to tie into that would be great. Expectations and maximum results guide. Okay. I don't know what that is. So I make sure this is really clear. 1 to 21 shows you can experience. Maybe an image. Because really people are not going to give you a lot of time to read this in super depth unless they are so connected to this, they're like, I have to have it. So most people tend to be scanners. So they'll come, and if they're not immediately like, what is this, and leave, and they'll usually just scroll, like almost all the way to the bottom oftentimes, and kind of look at headlines, look at images, and get that feeling of like, do I want to know more about this or not? So I think images will go a really long way to help in these areas. Travel tips, complete cookbook, image, gotta have images. Yeah, so you've got to get some images in here. Okay, so this image in the back is like, I was like, whoa, bras, but it might be more compelling than some of the ones earlier, like maybe even than the ones that are running. I'm not sure if that's the first picture you want to have on the screen, but it definitely matches a more 45 to 50-year-old target and showing them how they could be 10 years younger looking, I think. Different sizes of fonts are kind of throwing me. So it's like 1, 2, 3 different sizes. Just be careful and when you use that. Okay. Okay, so this lady maybe looks like 30s. Okay, bonuses. I might put bonus on its own line and then push this down again because it's like too much title to read. And then you might want to say $97 value, like in a parenthesis. Because now when I first look at it without thinking, I'm like, oh, that's $97. I have to pay that too. Okay, so yeah, you're saying that's included. Yeah, you got to make this part more clear because I'm just like, at first glance, it has to be so crystal clear without having to think, or people just won't. Okay, cool. One other thing I was thinking about that I wrote down in my little notes is you said somewhere in here about how it works on all devices. I would actually show an image to represent that, and rather than just relying on the words. So let me show you a real quick example. Screw you, Taco. This is a entrepreneurial company that I really like their stuff. Oh, I don't want the login. I just want the go in here, this one. What they did is they actually put pictures of their stuff on the screen of a computer, on the screen of an iPad, on the screen of a phone. So you could just visually see, oh, it's going to work on everything. Oh, don't play. So let me show you that image because I think it would be really right here. So if you could get something like this, where you actually show your book on the different screens, then people will know without even reading, okay, it doesn't matter what platform I'm using, I'm going to be good. And let's see here. Okay, yeah, so back to this page still, I think you need more information than this to remind people of what they're really getting. Some images, maybe not as much text as the last page, but maybe just like a 1 line or 2 lines about each one, just to remind them of the real value that they're getting. And then when I clicked buy now, it popped up with give me your email address, continue. So I was like thrown by that because I was like, wait, I thought you wanted my money. And now it's like asking for an email address. So I get that maybe you're trying to lead capture just in case they don't finish the checkout process, but it feels confusing and you might lose people from that. Okay, well then Facebook Pixel Help. One last little tip here. So if you just Google search Facebook Pixel Helper, you can see the only one I've clicked on. It says chrome.google.com. I only use Chrome, well, not only, but I really like Chrome. So you can install this on your browser. So let me show you, for example. Okay, so back to your original page. See my browser up here, this little blue thing, that's a Facebook Pixel Helper. If I click on it, it tells me that there is one pixel found on this website. And if you click on this, you can see a little bit more detail. So you've got the page view event ID on this page. But on the CompleteDetox21.com page, I don't see a Facebook Pixel installed. So you want to get that one on there so you can really see if people are going to it. And then also when they go to this page, you want to have one as well. And wherever this goes after that, you'll also want to have one on there. And you ideally would like to have ones that are tracking different things. So like completes registration or makes a purchase. There are different levels of the Facebook pixels that you can put on different pages to identify the action that people have taken. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Please keep me posted on changes that you make. I would love to see after and take a look at the before and after. And I'm also happy to answer any email questions that you have. All right, good luck, Tanner. Good job so far.